Johannesburg is a fast-moving city, marked by constant change. For most people, the city, which generates 13% of the country's GDP, is seen as a place of economic opportunity. Johannesburg is home to 8% of the nation, but almost 13% of working South Africans live in the city.
We are pleased that Johannesburg is recognized alongside Lagos and Luanda as an African city that is benefiting from transformation. And we look forward to sharing our experiences with these cities, our counterparts throughout Africa and the rest of the world in this research process.
South Africa's 1994 national democratic elections was followed by the crafting of a constitution that saw local governments for the first time given new responsibilities for planning, service provision, regulation and revenue management on a non-racial basis. Under new legislation, Johannesburg was governed by 8 transitional local councils and an overarching transitional metropolitan council. This fragmented governance arrangement proved unwieldy. The city was unable to effect the fiscal transfers needed to meet the growing urban demand for services, or provide the types of services required to attract private capital. Crucially, it was also incapable of enforcing fiscal discipline. By 1998, the city was technically bankrupt. Rates collection had all but ceased. The city was unable to pay for the electricity it received from Eskom. Civil servants were demoralized by ongoing political contestation. The CBD had largely been vacated by businesses, and many buildings were being run by slumlords catering to the needs of foreign migrants. When city authorities approached Japan for a bailout loan, South Africa's National Treasury intervened with a 523 million rand grant and a set of conditions aimed at redressing the situation. As part of these conditions, Ketso Gordon was appointed as city manager in 1999, and a committee of 10 was established to restore budget stability and unify the city. The drastic measures drew resistance from organized labor and civil society, but it brought fiscal discipline and restored the focus on service delivery. By the local government elections in December 2000, the city of Johannesburg generated a surplus of 800 million rand and was primed to become a unified metropolitan municipality. In 2001, Amos Masondo was appointed the first mayor of the Johannesburg Unicity, and with the benefit of a single tax base and a small but growing capital surplus, he set about putting the structures that Ketso Gordon had created to work. There was a special focus on building upgrades in the CBD, and Soweto had its streets tarred. Masondo also led the city in a process of planning that produced the city's first long-term development strategy, Jozi 2030, which aimed at creating a world-class African city with its foundations in a globally focused service economy. Spurred by sound management, but supported by falling interest rates, the rising commodity cycle, and the rollout of social grants across South Africa, Johannesburg's financial status improved steadily. In 2004, the city of Johannesburg re-entered the bond market for the first time since 1994 and raised 2 1 billion rand bonds that were considerably oversubscribed. By the time Amos Masondo began his second 5-year term in 2006, Johannesburg's capital budget was over 3 billion. This enabled accelerated implementation of infrastructure programs and service delivery extension. But the urban renewal and world-class city ambitions did not benefit everyone. As inner city property regained its value, new and poorer residents of Johannesburg found themselves displaced to the urban periphery in rapidly expanding informal settlements such as Diepsloot. Testing times for the city of Johannesburg were compounded by a billing crisis, a technical glitch brought on by a software upgrade that lost accounts, issued incorrect bills, and hemorrhaged the hard-won confidence of the city's ratepayers. The 2011 municipal elections saw ANC Mayor Parks Tau take the reins from Amos Masondo. Tau's charismatic and innovative leadership brand was captured in a new growth and development strategy released under the tagline Joburg 2040, a world-class African city of the future. Under Parks Tau, the city of Johannesburg introduced a raft of new initiatives. The central focus was on redressing the spatial economy and tackling socio-economic inequality. The most visual manifestation of the mayor's agency was seen in the return of private sector investment in areas like Braamfontein, Jeppestown, Maboneng, Hillbrow and Yeoville. Had it not been for Johannesburg's turnaround, two extraordinary projects would not have been possible. That these projects exist is a symptom of the capacity, agency, vision and capital budget that Johannesburg has garnered since its nadir in 1998. The Corridors of Freedom program tackles apartheid's spatial legacy by restitching the city together in selected commuter routes. The corridors are linked to the bus rapid transport network and aim to increase access to work opportunities and markets while increasing passenger numbers on the buses. They do this by providing land and a basket of public services and affordable housing in selected areas. In parallel, the Josie at Work program tackles the structural origins of Johannesburg's labour market failure and 25% unemployment. While the corridors target the spatial underpinnings of this problem, Josie at Work looks to use the city's expenditure on services to create direct work opportunities for the city's unemployed. The City of Johannesburg has, through the Corridors of Freedom and Josie at Work flagship projects, sought to address deeply entrenched social divides and social exclusion. Both these projects reflect Mayor Tau's vision for the municipality to be a change agent rather than a conventional bureaucracy. They introduce novel political economy experiments to South Africa's urban governance. The story of Johannesburg's fiscal and institutional collapse in 1998 is not widely known. It was, however, a dramatic period in the country's urban history, and the subsequent recovery was profound, remarkable, and in no way guaranteed. The turnaround laid the platform for the more experimental and ambitious programs run by the city today. Planning, aligning spatial and budget strategies, and a series of leaders capable of taking bold and difficult decisions demanded by the circumstances of the time. These are the features of the city's turnaround since 1998. They provide a new bedrock on which South Africa's City of Gold will depend as it tackles long-standing problems and looks to shine into the future.